Hello and welcome to another episode of Satisfactory. As I've just been running around gathering some resources and expanding out that second layer of the mega base, I've got essentially every single assembler that you could need to do every single recipe in the game. And if I can get on top of something high here, you can see from all the way back over there where the materials are coming back up and over, I've got assemblers all the way down, all laid out with every single recipe you can think of here. Every single one of them, plus a few spares. But today, we need power. So, if we take a look at the power grid here, we are currently running, well, we're just using about 700-ish, and we got 1200 capacity. That's great! However, we're running out of power when the majority of the base is on. Another thing that I did is I also ran a power line all the way out to the oil factory. So the oil factory was a little bit of positive power. It had some extra capacity. We've now tied it in. So now that power is tied into our entire grid, so that we're getting that little bit of capacity from them, and also if they run out of power out there for some reason, the base will be able to shoulder it. However, if I want to get my void base here fully operational and running on pretty much all of these resources, I am going to need to get more power. Now at this point, I actually have some choices here, because I do have fuel generators, and I can do fuel. But I'm not really ready for the amount of computers and heavy modular frames and such that this will take. I'm still thinking I want to go with some coal generators for now. Simply to get this base over the void working, operational, and good. And then, once that's done, I can go and do a much larger, I'm thinking grab all the oil here, pipe all the oil down the coastline, and then set up a sort of large base extension up at the top of the waterfall that would be the oil processing and fuel power. So hopefully I can do that in the future. But for now, we need some more coal. And thankfully, there is 4 coal in this area right here. So the plan is, with normal nodes and Mark II generators, Mark II miners, that is enough coal per minute to run 32 generators. As you can see on the right, I've set up a to-do list. I need 32 generators, and they need 45 water per minute each. And if I just whip out my handy dandy calculator here, 45 times 32 is 1440, and each generator gives you 120, which is an even 12 water extractors. So that is the goal. We're going to get 32 coal generators with 12 water extractors. And I've got a really nice diagram up on my other monitor of how you can set those up without having to do like what I did with my other coal over there, where I had to run sort of multiple lines. You can all do it in the same line if you space the water extractors out down the water line, so they're essentially topping up the line as it goes along. But I've already done a lot of prep work for this. We've run power line out to the oil area. I've also run a power line out to this area that I'm going to be working in, and I've already scouted it to make sure the coal patches were there and laid out a little bit of foundation just to give myself something to start with. So we just need to drive out there, as the back of the vehicle here has all of my miners in it, my handheld extractors that I'll need. At least I assume it does. I put them back there, right? Yes, I did. It has everything I need to get coal functional. can see there on the limestone, it's tied into the grid as well. I've also managed, when I was running these power lines out here, you can see the line across the road going from sort of high point to high point. I got the power up to my sulfur node as well, which will be very useful. And is it here or is it past this? It is right here. Here's the road down. As you can see, I have already started a little bit of foundations down there, getting ready for what will be my coal power plant over top of the lake here. Zip my way down this little rocky path, and that power pole right there connecting up above the cliff is how I'm going to run the power down to this area. And so now we just have to get this set up, which, I mean, realistically, getting the coal is going to be the easy part. We don't need to do that first. What we need to do is figure out how we want these water generators and coal generators set up. So, the idea being is that I'm going to find a spot here where I think I can fit a production water extractor. I want the water extractor to be facing that way, and I want it so that it's gonna be capable of fitting in beside that rock there. So I'm thinking this. Let's try this. Let's see if a water extractor will fit beside this foundation and not get annoyed by that rock there. Because if it does, that would be nice. If not, I just need to go one further over. Alright, so water extractor. Ah, it would fit there. Nice. Water extractor is going to fit in that gap there. Okay, that's good to know. That's all I need to know. We can use... ooh, maybe. Maybe it fits there. It's a little finicky. It might not fit there, but it fits after that. We can give... we can give it one more space here. So we'll just move over one more and reclaim this section here. So we just have that little bit of extra space in order to work with this. Alright, let me lay out some foundation here, and I'll be right back. Okay, I think this is enough to get started at least. And at least to show off the pattern that I'd like to do. And looking at this thing here, do I want to have this one over? I don't want to leave this one pathway here as like a pathway I can walk. That's fine. So we want the power coal generator, and we want its inputs to be facing this way. And let me just, of course, do my normal. Pop up a lookout tower so I can see what the hell I am doing and get things aligned from up on high. So, we're going to leave, we're going to have this guy aligned right pretty much there. I can have him aligned with the edge of this block, and we'll put him in as tight as possible here. There's no need to screw around and have things be spread out. We're just going to try to chunk as much of these together as possible. Make this compact and expandable. If we get Mark III generators, then we can do that as well. Alternatively, we could fit what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we want them in as tight as possible. So how about right there? I can add a little bit more on the backside for it, and it'll be fine. Boom. Alright, and now I just have to copy that out, essentially. Get these to align to each other. And then just walk backwards, plopping these coal generators down. Oh, baby. The amount of power that I will be generating will be ridiculous. Alright, that's good for now. Oh. This is amazing. Now, to start off, we're going to want... And I hope I brought enough sheets for this. Well, we're going to want some tubing. So we're going to need... For every, essentially, 3 and a bit, we need a water extractor. Because every water extractor gives you 120, and each one of these needs 45. So if I just whip out my calculator here, bring this over. So for out of that 120 that it makes, if we're dividing by 45, we get 2.6 of these things. So essentially 2 and 2/3. So we want to do 2, the first 2, and then 2/3 of the next one. And then if we continue on, we're going to need 1/3, and then we can also do some more. So then we'll have 1/3 left over. And then we can give that 1/3 to the last water extractor, and that way you just keep going down the line, and you just keep adding more and more extractors. So, let's lay this out properly. We're gonna need some pipeline. I don't really need a junction here, but I'll place one down just to be nice and neat. And I'll just place a junction right in front of each one of these. So that's 1, 2, and then in between these two, there's going to be one as well. So then in between these first two, right here, is where the first water extractor is going to be. Pipe and pipe and pipe, and the coal will come across and be stacked up once and then drop down on conveyor belts. I realistically could center these if I wanted to, but we'll just leave this extra bit of room here for the coal. Then the production water extractor right here can just align up basically right there and goes in. So this extractor is going to feed 1, 2, and 2/3 of you. It's going to need to steal 1/3 from the guy on its left. I'll place out a few more of these just to get them in place. So then, after we have this one being added, we go, what is this? 1, 2, and then we add another junction, and that's where we add another extractor. Oh, come on. You were a little close, I guess. It doesn't like it when, for some reason, too much of a bend for the pipeline there. There we go. And come on. Pipeline. Pipeline. So that guy's getting 1, 1, 2, and 2/3. This guy's giving 1, 2, and he's supplementing the third over there. If I'm doing this correctly. I'm pretty sure I am. Yeah, so first extractor, 2 to the right of it, and then... no, oh, this guy's too far over. No! I did do it wrong. He needs to be here. That's where I was... It looked a little strange, and that is why. Is that he was a little too far over. And then you go there. And into there. Okay. So, this guy covers the entire first 2 and 2/3. This guy covers these 2 and gives 1/3 there and 1/3 there. So that he's full. And then there's going to be one more down here that does the same thing, and then you just repeat the pattern over and over and over and over. So then you go 1, 2, and then another guy here. Boom. Pipeline in, pipeline, pipeline, and then pipeline. And then he goes down 1 and 2. Excellent. So, I'm not sure if this is like perfectly repeatable, because essentially that's like one set unit. We have, if we again bring up the calculator, we have 3 times 120 for 360 water in total. And this is 8 coal. And 8 times 45 is 360 water in total. There you go. Bada boom, bada bing. That is good. So then we just need to plop down some conveyor poles, probably at sort of the whatever spot is in between these power lines here. And power these bad boys up. Can I not? There we go. Give me that. Hook them to the grid. And then we just need to hook them up to the top up there. So we get that done here. I'll be right back. And there is even enough room here. Extend the platform a little bit. We can have one set of 8 there, one set of 8 here. And I believe if I flip this around and sort of mirror this with everything turned around, I can fit in another set of 16 behind it, which will be all 32 generators. Excellent. So then that can go to here, and then that can go to there. And so we can be on the grid. And so all I need to do now is duplicate these pipeline junctions and such, and the triple water extractors as I need them. And also, these things are full in terms of power line. I should definitely run a secondary power line to these areas. Or possibly... Wait, do I have anything to make these level 2? I don't have the quick wire on me. Yeah, I'll run some more power lines to get these water extractors up in a bit here. But we can see, boom, nicely lining up with the guides here. And we can get this pipelines all down and wonderful. And then get the other 3 water extractors in place as well. So then that first one will be there, and then 2 down here, and then 2 down here. Setting up the water. 1 and 2 and 3. How beautiful. all the pipelines plugged in. And it looks like I should have enough power, not power, enough copper available on me to get this side of it all plugged in and happy. What I'll most likely have to do before I make the other 16 is go back and do another run for resources, as this is a lot of resources to get set up. But that looks good. I don't think I can plop down a lookout tower right there, but I can put one on the beach. So we'll plop one down there, and we'll take a look at this place from up on high. The nice symmetry that this place has. 8 of the coal with 3 extractors each, all beautifully laid out. Oh god, I love the symmetry. It makes me so happy inside. And this, it just, like, it just fits. Like, these are right beside each other. For these to be right beside each other, to be this close. It is, realistically. So beautiful. Power lines. Where do I want to run them for these? This is gonna get annoying. I will put them on the outside here, I guess. Because I've got no other option. You and you. And those should kick on, actually. And then you can go right in the middle here. And get these two. And then one more power pole down here can get these last two. There we go. Those are all kicking on. Which will start to use some of our power, but we should be getting all of our water that we need. Excellent. Okay, now for fuel. So each of these is taking, if I'm not mistaken, 15 per minute coal? I must check. What is the actual rate of coal generator consumes how many per minute? Items per minute, regular coal, 15. There we go. Yeah, so I was correct. 15 coal per minute. So we've got some conveyor stacks here, ready to go. We can run some conveyors along this as well. We'll set this up. Actually, we could just realistically go right over top the pipes there. 1, 2. And then just however long we need them, and then just put splitters on them and overflow manifold them in. Easy peasy. Alright, let's go get some coal. Let's get some power initially going here. So this coal, there's 4 of them down here. One of them, I believe, is covered by a rock that I need to blow up. That shouldn't be an issue. Coal. Where are you? Ah, you're right there. Right beside me. Hello, coal. How are you doing? Yeah, there's the one that needs to be blown up with a rock. Okay. So we'll just park up here. Good little car. We'll grab as many of those as we can get. And we need to equip our kabooms. Here we go. And yeet. Beautiful. Gotta love that normal coal. So, production. Miner Mark 2. We'll have it pointing this way. 1 miner there, and 1 miner there. And then we'll combine them and merge them right about here. Probably want to move my little buggy for a moment. Get out of the building site, you silly buggy. So these are going to go at what? 120, so they need Mark 2 belts, at least. And if I want to combine them, I'd need Mark 4 belts. So, again, with the handy calculator, I have 240 here. If I divide that by 15, I can get the entire 1/2 of my coal that I have so far, my coal burners. So, I can do that with a Mark III belt, but I do have a lot of materials, so I might as well just do a Mark IV belt. Because I just have a bunch of them on me. I only have 100 of the regular beams. I could do Mark IIs, but I'm saving those reinforced iron plates for building more coal generators, so it's overkill, but we'll just do Mark IV stuff. So, say right about here, we'll just throw down a merger. Why not? Doesn't need to be anything fancy in this area. Alternatively, I could, put these on platforms, but meh. Nah, let's just have it be fun. We'll just slap it down. Doesn't really matter where it goes. We'll take the 270. No, we'll just do everything Mark IV. Why not? Not like it really matters. And we'll move you up then. Not enough space there. Merger. Mark IV down to there. Then from you, Mark IV into this side of it. Beautiful. And then conveyor! As we go and conveyor across the world. This will probably just get to the ridge line here, which we can step up to give it a little bit of clearance. Give me that clearance. Gotta set up my vector. And click into there. Wonderful. Click onto there, and then we just need to have splitters and such on this. Now, question is, how far can this go before it needs another stand? Right around here. So at this, let's say right about here, we'll do another one. Stackable conveyor pole, and we'll plop it down. Give it that Mark IV belt. Hell yeah. And we can start to get stuff running here if we want to. We'll run a little bit of power out to the edge here. And then we'll actually, we can take that power right to here. And then we'll just run it down the middle of this space. Along the, just wherever this makes a post, I'll make a power line. Sure. I've got plenty of materials to work with here. Get you functioning. Get you functioning. And come on, baby. You got that 10 seconds of spool up time. But then coal is going to start flying out of you. Let's go. Hell yeah. We're going to ride it with the coal. No, I want to ride the thing. Yeah. How exciting. Massive coal power. We got 1200 capacity now. Let's see how much capacity we have after all this is done. I can probably remove that stackable thing for now. No. Yeah. Alright. So, we've got it to here. All we need to do now is just put in some splitters. And just stand on top of this input. Aim up at here. Bada boom. This thing only needs 15 per minute, so we can just do a little Mark I belt. Doesn't need to be fancy. Doesn't need to be exciting. And oh, listen to that sweet sound of things kicking on. 1275. Number 1 down. Now I just have to repeat. Throw on a conveyor splitter there. Throw in a belt. jump down to the next one. Throw on a conveyor splitter. Throw on a belt. Life is good. And I just need to do some more of it. Right here, right before this gets to there. That should be perfect. We can continue that line. Conveyor belts down to there. And then, as well, again, leap down to right here. Another stackable pole. Another kick-ass belt. And again, out to here, where we'll just put a stackable pole right at the very end here. How wonderful. 1425. Everything. I don't need smart splitters, just normal splitters. Everything is awesome. Essentially. Oh, the power, man. The power. Now I can go and truly run all the resources to my mega base and get that entire base operating at full capacity and really start producing stuff now that I, am capable of freaking turning it all on at once without shorting the grid. God. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for what this is. There's another 2 coal. If I ping here, we'll actually probably be able to see them. Hello? I think it's right there. You can see them on the map. They're right back there. So all I need to do is just basically duplicate this on the other side and then run those into the other side. And then I'll have even more power available. And once I get this all done, with each of these giving me 75 megawatts, once this thing kicks on. Yep. If we go back to our handy-dandy calculator, like we have multiple times, we're making 16... No, we made 32 of these in total, eventually. I made 16 so far, but 32 in total, eventually, times 75 megawatts is 2,400 more megawatts for my factory, which is essentially going to not just... We're going to triple what we had currently before all of this. And so, yeah, we'll have enough power for a while, and it'll be wonderful. But I think that's it for this episode. We have our 8-to-3 ratio all set up in terms of coal to water. And we've got all the coal that we could possibly need coming in. The great part about this now is that we can take the coal that is currently being used at the base, and we could divert it as well. We could say, hey, you are no longer required for power. You are now entirely steel production. And I can run that coal into the mega base and start the steel production in the mega base. The only downside is this power won't be 100% stable for a while until the ones down here fill up and overflow. As you can see, the first 3 already have, and they're backed up and all of their coal is coming forward. These ones are still absorbing coal. So the ones at the very end here are probably going to get knocked off the grid because they just won't have enough coal in a little bit here, and not enough is getting down the line. But there is enough being made. It just needs to get down here eventually. And once it all backs up all the way, it should be good. Because, again, it is proportional to how much we are actually using. So the fact that we're only using a very small portion now of our total coal means that their coal is going to be lasting way longer, and therefore we'll use less of it, and these will back up even faster. But yeah, now all I'm going to do is simply take this and extend it out in the back here and repeat the entire process over again, as I can fit another 16 in this area simply by taking you, lining it up, and flipping it around. We got another one there, and we just need to build another line of water generators and repeat the process. But that is going to be it for now. We have all the power now. I say that I say that at this point, and then at some point in the future it's going to be like, no, we have no power. We're all out again. It's always going to be like that. The ever-ending spiral of building more stuff in these games. But at least for this episode, that's it. Thanks for watching. Good hunting out there, fellow pioneers.